What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and I apologize again for falling behind on the reviews, especially for the Proud Family, Louder and Prouder. We had so much going on the channel. The channel has been exploding lately. I've been putting out a ton of content, but there's so much news that is going around lately that I haven't had time to sit down, watch some TV, and actually get some reviews out there. But I do have Season 1, Episode 5 for you guys today, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. And all I'm going to ask of you is, of course, if you guys are new here, consider hitting that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps us push out the video. And not only that, consider giving me a long view duration on this video because that helps us fight the YouTube algorithm and gets the videos out there to more and more people. With that being said, let's get into the review for Season 1, Episode 5 of The Proud Family. All right, so this episode has a couple issues for me. Number one, I don't like the glorification of some of the celebrities, or one particular celebrity that they decided to introduce in this episode, where you guys will see later on in the episode. It really is cringy stuff. I really don't like the idea that they're trying to convince young kids, especially young little black kids, to look up to this particular person as if there's some sort of icon. And we see this all the time with this person. And you guys, I'm sure, know who I'm talking about, for those of you who maybe saw the episode or have seen this episode or heard about it or whatever the case may be. But let's get into the actual TV show and see what's going on. So the number one thing, this episode is called Snackland because it has to do with Oscar Proud finally opening up his theme park, Snackland, which we saw in the last episode. He got the loan for it. He was able to actually successfully put it up, and now it's finally up, and his family is there with him celebrating the opening day. We see people enjoying the rides, but the rides are deemed very unsafe, but they're still going through with it anyway because they have to make their money, obviously. The mascot for the place is obviously Snacky, aka the monkey that always walks around with Oscar, and he yells at him to go dress up, and him dressing up is basically him putting two Cheetos on his head, and that's basically it. That's the entire outfit. That's the entire mascot. Come to find out, the food is not very edible because this happens. Check this out. It's pretty funny, actually.
Family oven.
I imagine that bird being Twitter dying every time there's talking about diversity, equity, and inclusion. I feel like this bird represents Twitter dying, so that's why I got a kick out of it. So obviously the food is not very good. And then we see this particular ride that's based on Sugar Mama called the Drop Off. Check this out.
Oh, no snack. It's a recurring nightmare. It's my piece de resistance. I call it Sugar Mama's Drop of Doom.
So Sugar Mama's Drop of Doom is a ride that's apparently people ride it. They go in there and their teeth, they get risen up and then they get dropped. It's a typical free fall kind of ride. And what happens is at the top of the ride, they get sprayed with some bad smell. And on the bottom of the ride, there's like a minty fresh kind of thing that people get dunked into. It's just a joke on Sugar Mama's bad breath. She gets offended so much that she actually ends up throwing Oscar into the ride. And then this happens. Check it out.
We should use a test dummy. Let's see if you really did invent something that can go faster than the speed of sound.
Sugar Mama, no!
So obviously Oscar is thrown into the ride and he gets completely destroyed in the ride. He gets not only sprayed with something that makes him smell like crap, but then he gets free falled so fast. You guys see a funny image here. Check it out. He ends up going all the way into the ground, into essentially hell. Where he's surrounded by a whole bunch of spirits, and then obviously the intro rolls from there. So we fast forward, you got the Proud family back in their house right now, where he's giving Penny some flyers to hand out about the new theme park opening up. Penny doesn't want to do it, but obviously she's forced to do it. Then if she looks on the flyer, she notices that her old band is put on there because Oscar wants them to perform at the theme park grand opening. And she says that they haven't been together in such a long time. Obviously, she's talking about her friend. And they end up talking to Oscar's brother, Bobby, who tries to give him some advice and tries to get them back together to perform. Check it out.
Wardrobe, songs, a choreographer.
Show you're right, but we got Michael.
Yes. You got Michael, huh?
So Michael again comes to the rescue, and I just find it continuously funny that the gay male is coming to the rescue of the females when it comes to anything feminine related. It's like, you need wardrobe, you need all that stuff. Call Michael. Michael's the one that's got it. And it's interesting to me that the women can't even get a chance to shine on their own. They got to have a gay male show them how to be feminine. It's weird. So Bobby says he's going to end up training them and trying to get them up to snuff. And then he starts playing and gets them to practice. And then this happens with Penny. Check it out.
What can I do? Hold it, stop.
So I do find this pretty funny because they're trying to say that her voice is not a good singing voice, and they make her basically sound like a man. The girls are all like, what the hell happened there? And they don't think that Penny has the ability to actually change her voice, and unfortunately her singing voice is terrible. They want to reiterate that it was her. They don't really know who it was in the beginning, but then they check it out and look at this.
Cuter than hoop, cuter than you.
What can I do? I'm cuter than...
So Penny obviously is the odd man out, and her voice is absolutely terrible. Then she goes home and she tries to practice and get better, and obviously fails at it, and then ends up seeing herself in the mirror to kind of talk her down and try to make her realize that this is her voice no matter what she does. Check it out.
This voice took me to the top of the entertainment world. I mean, I was known near, far, and wide.
So she ends up going to talk to her mom because she's all depressed about her voice, and her mother says that she also had a terrible singing voice when she was younger. Check it out.
I went from sounding like, oh, Manny Rampeter, to
Barry White.
Who?
Barry White.
Show you right.
So they all got the Barry White voice, basically, and her mom says, oh, you're screwed, baby, and ends up walking out. Penny ends up going back to Snackland where they're going to be practicing, you know, in the hopes that they could get better. Michael's trying to get them all dressed up, ready to go, and Oscar's demanding them to hurry up. Check this out.
Somebody showed up, right?
No, it ain't. Penny, did you handle those flyers like I told you to?
If people won't eat your nasty snacks, what make you think they want to ride in them?
So Oscar is basically trying to have his family do all the work, and now we have two people who joined in on the Snackland, and they want to ride the rides, where Oscar essentially makes his first $1. And when they go into the ride, check this out, this happened.
What did you say?
You.
The rides are obviously not good. The rides are very dangerous. But the thing is, here's the funny thing. The news reporters end up coming, trying to cancel Oscar for his rides, and obviously he's not all for it. They start bringing up the babies and asking if they're related and whatnot and blaming them and trying to cancel them, like I said. Then the next morning comes and they think they're pretty much through, but then the same people who rode the ride earlier in the last day come back and want to ride it again because it was the best experience they said of their lives. It was fantastic. Even though they got injured, they don't care. It was actually so much fun that they spread the word around, and now they're completely swamped with people that want to ride these very dangerous rides, and now they're giving so much money to Oscar that he's literally littered in it. And that's it. Snackland is a success due to the dangerous rides. But again, it goes to Oscar's head where he starts thinking he's the king of everything, and he's willing to do the most unsafe stuff just to get more money, even though the kids are trying to tell him that's not safe. He doesn't care and ends up doing it anyway. And then we get the scene where the girls are saying that Penny is out because her voice is just terrible, and they want to make La Cienega the lead singer. But then Oscar ends up saying that he replaced them anyway because they're so bad that he replaced them with a more popular singer. Check this out.
Oh, remember?
Oh, yeah, about that, girls. I'm afraid I have some good news and some great news.
What's up, everybody?
So this is what I was saying earlier in the actual in this actual video. The complete obsession with Lizzo, someone who is definitely not, in my opinion, not the best icon to have for young kids or young black kids or whatever. They're definitely trying to put up Lizzo in there as being like someone you should essentially worship. Again, she hasn't done anything other than eat a ton. There's really nothing special that she's done, but again, they're trying to make that a thing. So after the girls chase after Lizzo, Sugar Mama ends up threatening Oscar again, and then when she threatens Oscar, he's hired security, and that security takes Sugar Mama out of the park and escorts her away. Then the girls find out that they're not going to be playing and that Lizzo's going to be the prime and only performance. Check it out.
Friends are forever? Not really.
She ends up going and finding Lizzo in the dressing room, and her and Lizzo have a little bit of a chat. Check it out.
When I was 13, I had my whole life ahead of me. Then I turned 14, and a strange light came into my room. My body changed, my voice changed. Next thing I know, I'm kicked out of LPDZ, my singing group that I started, and now I'm running the jalapeno popper bumper car ride my daddy's amusement park, then delivering nasty snacks nobody wants.
So she explained her whole life story in literally 10 seconds. And Lizzo apparently is supposed to care about this for some odd reason. She's wearing a boss chain because she's a boss and she wants people to realize. This is the cringiest part of the episode for me, honestly. It wasn't really that bad of an episode up until this point, and then this is when I was like, all right, this whole worshiping of Lizzo is really sad. Check it out.
Well, I guess that's why I'm rich. Anyways, all I'm saying is don't give up on your dream. You can't be afraid to be yourself. You gotta be strong, Penny.
She had to throw in the fact that she's rich because she wants everybody to realize that no matter what, she's making money off of her grifting of certain lifestyles, but that's besides the point. But they play this entire scene that I can't actually play for you because they showcase Lizzo's song, because of course they're going to showcase Lizzo's song in this episode. And Penny and Lizzo end up having a little bit of fun together in the theme park, talk about finding herself, being herself. They show Lizzo being herself. And this is the same thing that she grifts on in real life, right? Because she weighs like what, 500 pounds or something like that. So she wants to make it seem like, you know, being that heavy is perfectly fine. Just be yourself, be happy and all that. Even though, I mean, you're literally on death's doorstep, but that's besides the point. So towards the end, this ends up happening.
And don't you forget it.
So she ends up telling Penny that she's a boss and not to forget it. This is the mindset that they instill into young girls, especially. Oh, you're a boss, girl. You don't need no man. Go be yourself, queen. And then they end up being 35 years old with 10 kids and miserable. It happens all the time. And then they question, where did all the good men go? It's like, well, you were too busy listening to Lizzo, who is rich, grifting off of that lifestyle that you unfortunately cannot mimic. And now you're just poor with a ton of kids looking for the best man who's willing to take on all that baggage. And, you know, that's a big problem. So we come to find out that this woman right here is the CEO of Frito Snacks, the same person who actually designed Snackland, because we find out that Oscar actually stole the design during the whole interaction with the banker. He stole the design from Frito. Check it out.
Oh, that's just a working title.
So he ended up putting his name on the design of Frito. And obviously she's trying to give him a cease and desist, but he gets his security to escort her out. And then Lizzo ends up talking to the girls. Check it out.
Heard of you.
Who hasn't? On behalf of me and my background singers, if we had to lose a gig, I'm glad we lost it to you.
Lizzo, my dear, I take it everything is to your satisfaction. Did your people receive the check I sent?
Yes. And now I'm leaving.
So he ends up trying to shortchange Lizzo on his check. Instead of $500, he tried to give her $50. Obviously, that's not going to fly for Grifter Lizzo. So Grifter Lizzo decides to say, you know what? I'm going to get you back and hire and show my own personal security guard some completely weird abomination of a trans woman that looks like this. It's like, okay, I guess, whatever. This is supposed to be a female, no problem. Then we fast forward, and then we have the performance where Lizzo says she's going to perform. But before they do that, she's going to perform with the girls, and including Penny Proud, who jumps on stage with her weird voice and all. Check this out.
Judy! I thought you left!
So they all get ready to sing. Obviously, La Cienaga's not happy because she was supposed to be the main singer. And when they sing, Penny still has her terrible deep voice. They do their performance. Everybody's happy. Everybody's go lucky. Lizzo is completely ecstatic. And then the end of the episode happens like this. Check it out.
Don't ever forget that, Penny.
I won't. Thank you, Lizzo.
Now me and Deathwish gotta find your daddy. That $500 check bounced, girl.
And that's it. The entire episode is focused on worshiping Lizzo really towards the end and talking about, you know, being friends no matter what. And that's the whole premise of this entire episode. Now, I said again, earlier in the episode, I was perfectly fine with it. It was all good. You know, it was cringy, but it was fine. But then they started bringing out Lizzo, and I'm just like, man, this entire episode is dedicated to pushing Lizzo's lifestyle onto little kids and telling them that it's perfectly fine. Go be your boss. Go be a boss queen. It's all good. You're going to be single, 35, 40 years old with cats and 10 kids, and it's fine. Someone's going to pick up your baggage. Don't worry about it. Just go be the boss that you were meant to be and never take care of yourself. That's essentially what Lizzo's trying to say, because that's what Lizzo does every day, and that's how she gets her money. So with that being said, I'm going to give this episode of Proud Family Louder and Prouder a solid 5 out of 10. I think 5 out of 10 is good for this particular episode. It's about average. It probably would have did a little bit better with the messaging about, you know, the friends getting back together. I thought that was pretty good. It could have did a little better, though, if it wasn't for all the worshiping of Lizzo towards the end. I thought that was really cringy and just, it just felt like an advertisement for Lizzo, this entire episode. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy, and if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.